You know, I've been really impressed with this little Honda Civic. We took this thing down to the Talladega short track back in January to the ice ball, and that was the first time we ran it. Didn't have the gear ratio right at all for that. But then last weekend we ran it for the second time, and Rachel really was impressed with how the car did. We figured out the gear ratio by going way up on tire size and straightened that right out where that it wasn't hitting the rev limiter anymore. And it's got this stock little D17 engine. This is like the least horsepower of any of the Honda Civics. Matter of fact, it's the worst one out of the bunch. Not a VTEC or nothing. But this thing was like right in the middle of the pack. Doing great. Yeah, you know, front wheel drives, right? And like have practically nothing in this car. This thing is completely bone stock. So if you're looking to get into racing, this is really not a bad way to get into it. But it was running warm. And she was running, and she said she had made it up to about 5th place, and she got into it with somebody and got spun out. And she looked, and her heat was crawling up, and when she like stopped the car on the track, then it shot on up, and like she said, it shot up to like 230. You know, when the car stalled out. Of course, that was probably because it was heat soaked. So anyway, so she just went ahead and pulled it off the track. She didn't want to take any chance or anything, but still got a stock radiator. And we're going to put this radiator here on, which is a Yanaka. So this is a racing unit here. A lot more capacity radiator, big fan system built into it and stuff. A lot better than the stock one. So I'm just going to throw this on right quick. But overall, I'm impressed with this little car. You know, we don't have the transaxle locked on it or anything. But she said that, of course, we're running it in second gear. And she said in the feature, you know, the track had kind of slicked off. But she said, like, I never lifted on the throttle. Of course, that's probably why the heat was building up in it. And she said, like, when she would enter the turn, she would just back off the throttle just a little bit where she could pull down into the turn, and then she was just hammer down again. And like, we didn't change the caster, the camber. I never moved anything on the towers. I haven't changed the toe on it. I didn't do anything to it. We just put a roll cage in it and made it safe and went race. But yeah, we'll get this off right quick and swap this radiator out. We'll see how that goes. We just had some chicken wire and some screen here that we throwed on the front. We got a little bit of dirt on the bottom of the radiator, but that definitely wasn't enough to like cause it to overheat or anything. I think probably just because she was flat-footing it and just not enough radiator capacity, because the engine seems to run good. And she didn't hurt it, still had water in it, the oil looks great, you know, no steam, no smoke, no nothing, so I know she didn't hurt the motor. I don't know if we need to save this radiator. Probably don't need to save it, because if it's not enough, it's not enough. There we go. Oh, it's got 2 of them. Not 1, 2. There we go. Alright. Is that everything? I think that's everything. Ugh. Yeah, this thing is paper thin. Paper thin. But, there's nothing wrong with it, so better save it. Now that I got this radiator out with some light shining in here, I got a crack in my header, my manifold right here, and I'm looking, and I believe that's a catalytic converter right there that's like built into it. So while this radiator's out, let's see if we can improve that situation a little bit. Might be a little bit of horsepower right here if we do this just right. So yeah, let's see what we can do. Well, I don't have the right wrench to get in behind them bolts on that heat shield right there, so yeah, I got out the multi-purpose wrench. Because, you know, I am not going to sit here and pull all this off to get this heat shield. I am not worried about this heat shield. She's as good as done. need to not burn my wires off though. Works. Oh yeah, there we go. That sure was easier than unbolting everything under the sun. Get this here off. Pull this up too. Yeah, I got a little crack right through there. I'm just sitting here thinking, like, what do I want to do here? Down in this, is this just a hollow chamber, or is there something in there, you know, that I need to gut out? Oh, there's definitely something in there. Well, pull this heat shield off. Let's just cut it open, gut it out, put it back together right here on the front of the car. Not putting a bunch of work into it. Yep. Alright, got that. Now, yeah, I think I could just cut this open and clean it out and put it back together. Let's see what we got here. There we go. Oh yeah. Yep, good call, Jay. Good call. That needs to go. That needs to go. For sure, that needs to go. Uh-huh. Oh, I smell horsepower coming. Yeah, I smell horsepower coming my way. Man, yeah. You know, this probably... Yeah, we were racing this way and keeping up. I guess I should have looked a little bit more into the exhaust system. I put a straight pipe out the back of the car with just a expansion chamber, but yeah, maybe a little more research on the front end might have helped. Oh. There we go. Come on, Betsy. Kind of put my finger down there. No point in letting it fall down and block up the back. You know, I don't know that that's the right tool. I don't think that's the proper use of a snap-on screwdriver. Let me get something else. Stuff a rag down in there where don't none of it go down. Come on. So, so let me get this straight. Like, there's platinum in these? Is that the deal? Like, that stuff worth money? It don't weigh nothing. You sure? I don't know. I don't know anything about these. If you do, let me know. Or is this something else, you know? I have no idea. Maybe I shouldn't throw that away until after I check the comments on this video. Might be prudent. Sweep all that up and put it in a bucket somewhere and don't throw it away yet. Okay. So now, got all that out of there. Ooh, I bet it's going to be louder now. I knew it was mighty quiet, even with us just putting that straight pipe out the back. I was like, man, this thing sure is quiet. Looks good. Nothing up in there. Yep. And then we'll turn around. And I'm just going to, yeah, that's steel. Okay. It's not stainless. That'll weld. Like I'm sitting here like, it's too late. I done cut it loose now. I gotta weld it regardless. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit that right back up there and weld that sucker back on there. All right, I got my piece ready to go here. I think it went, yep, something like it right there. Sit that joker back in there. Got my welder hooked up here. Hopefully everything's set right. Let's see if we can't get this joker spotted. Get these corners spotted first maybe, and then we can go around and weld it up. Try to get it just decent. Doesn't have to be perfect. As long as I get it sealed up, I don't think it really matters. Well, it's definitely louder than it was, even with the exhaust pipe still on it. But anyway, had to be some power in there. Had to be some power in there. No doubt. We were keeping up. I think she was up in the middle of the pack when we raced it. So, can't do nothing but help, right? Anyway, let's throw that radiator in. I think we're ready to go on it. This little front wheel drive just continues to impress me. Now, I like my street stocks, don't get me wrong, but you know, it's been fun fooling with this thing so far. Anyway, we're going to go back and let Rachel run it again, see what we can learn. I want to maybe get some spring rubbers and see if I can improve the car using spring rubbers. I think I'm going to order some that'll work for the springs on this car. Not change out the springs, but maybe just, I don't know, see about changing the rate in a certain place and see what that does. Hey, one other thing while I'm doing it, I wanted to remind y'all, distilled water, not tap water, because there might be some sources of tap water that are really, really clean, but like, especially for us here in the Southeast US, like all of the groundwater has got calcium, lime scale in it, that kind of stuff. Well, you know, all your additives, your water wetter and your purple ice and all of the, and hypercool, I think's another one, all they're really doing is combating the contaminants in the water. If you'll just get distilled water, that's half the battle right there. But yeah, I'm going to finish topping this off and run it and do all that. And this car's ready to go. And next episode coming up, so I'm looking at the footage from our last run at Clay Hill on the street stock. I do see a slight change. I think we're going to make one spring change because I was checking my notes on what I ran last fall versus what I ran last Saturday night. There's a reason the car wasn't getting over like it needed to compared to my last good run there. It's like it really pays to check your notes per track, per run. Shame on me for that. But we're going to get the car back in the shop. We're going to make a few adjustments. Based on that, have that car ready to go, cover that on the episode so that we can see, did that put us right back up front like it should? Because I think we can pull some checkered flags with that car pretty easy at that track. I'll see you next time.